Let's bring him in, the Lord of the Rings panel! Hey, the microphone switches are on the bottom.
Hi.
You'd think we would have known that by now.
I know. Hello, everyone. Good morning.
And
Hello,
Sean
Pittsburgh. What a great city Pittsburgh is. Love
Is this Pittsburgh? I thought we were in
Well, we're in
Detroit.
Monroeville right now. But, Pittsburgh adjacent.
What state is Pittsburgh in, Dom?
An awful state. Yes, struggling right now.
What state for 20 points?
Pennsylvania.
Yes!
Well done, Dom.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, Dominic.
If the entire room would like to sing happy birthday to me, I would not mind.
Please
at all.
stand to attention and sing, if you would, in your loudest voice for Mr. Dominic Monaghan, who has just turned 21. Ladies and gentlemen, with me, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Louder.
Happy birthday, dear Dominic. Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Well done, everyone.
And many more.
Thank you so much.
Total.
21. 21? He's going to get drunk tonight for his first time.
Never been kissed. Never been kissed. 21, never been kissed. Ooh. It's that close. Oh.
Get off! Nearly lost your glasses there, Sean.
You just got Gamgee.
He should know! Tuna fish sandwich this early in the morning, Sean. A tuna fish sandwich?
That's just savory me. Don't be jealous. It was just a game.
I feel a little jealous.
They have a show together, and they're very close.
How many members of the fellowship have you kissed, Billy?
7.
I was first. I was.
Never kissed Elijah yet.
No.
That's
Settle
not
down.
true.
Settle down.
I saw you guys kiss in the back of a taxi
Shut
once.
your face!
Hey! So what's it like working together?
Well, it is amazing having all of you here for us. This is such a great honor for us.
Oh, thank you.
What an incredible turnout. I mean, thank you so much. You're just amazing. The sight of you is beautiful.
It's, it feels kind of funny on this big stage to be on such a small table. Does it look weird? It feels quite weird.
Looks very nice.
When you play a Hobbit, you're focused on small things.
Yeah. So I am not going to do any of my opening questions. We're going to go right to the audience.
What a great idea.
They got the greatest questions. So swing it over there.
Hello.
Hello, this is Linda. I think most of you know
Oh, you
me
talk about yourself in the third person.
better than other people talking about me. So my question is, of course, for Sean. This goes back a few years. Sean, you recently did a play in New York for several weeks, and then you also did a sitcom in front of a live studio audience. And I wanted to ask you what the difference was between working in front of an audience versus working in front of a camera. And was there anything that you learned with your recent...
Linda, when did you establish the website, Hope Unquenchable?
11 years ago.
Linda Iroff started a Samwise Gamgee and Sean website. We've become good friends. My brother named her my intrepid chronicler. When I can't remember my name or something I've done, Linda's like, you don't remember? It's this and this. So Lindapedia over here is incredibly helpful in the Sean world. You know, the play was called Bang Bang. It was a farce, a French farce that John Gielgud... No.
Wait a minute. Hey. That's not right.
That John Cleese...
That's better.
I'm a Star Wars fan. No, he wasn't in Star Wars either. No, that John Cleese adapted Monty Python, yes, and the Holy Grail, yes. Yes, we are the knights that say nee. Anyhow, so it was a really funny thing. The thing about that play that you saw, Linda, was I had more dialogue in the first 5 minutes of that play than if you added every line of dialogue from every movie and TV show I'd ever done. I was every performance I was terrified because the dialogue was just fast talking wall to wall for over 90 minutes.
I'm terrified just thinking about that.
It was brutal. I had it all up on the wall, but ultimately it was really, really, really special. And there were nights where you'd like, maybe it would be the mood would be a little calmer in the beginning where other like performances be really loud with laughter and stuff. And so you're backstage and you think, I'm going to get these people. You're like hunting them. You're stalking the audience. You're like, I'm going to make them laugh if it's the last thing they do. It doesn't work when you feel that way, but you... No, that was amazing. And then not the only reason, but the reason I got that sitcom was because I was trained and ready from doing the play. So when I had my audition or my whatever screen test for the sitcom, I was ready to be in front of a live audience. But that's so much easier and so much more relaxing. And we were in Hollywood, right around from where my home is. So it was called what was it called? No Good Nick. No Good Nick. It's on Netflix. We did 20 episodes. We shot at Sunset Gower Studios, right next to the Netflix Empire headquarters.
And it was a classic, like, multicam.
It was the cheesiest, most derivative, dumb sitcom from the 70s, except it was really subversive. Uh-huh. And once you got like 5 or 6 episodes in, you're like, wait, the little girl is stealing from them? Like, she's going to get arrested? Like, what? So it was, I really liked it. And kids come up to the table and say that they liked it a lot. And we were heartbroken because the second season they had an even cooler sort of thing. But that's a very nice question, Linda.
Did you answer Linda's question?
Yeah, the difference was one's in front of people.
I mean, I know Sean likes to talk, but my God. The Sean Astin Show!
All right, let's get another question in.
That's a great theme song.
Isn't it?
Sean Astin Show!
My name is Audrey, and can you describe your guys'? Can you describe 5 words about you?
Oh, about ourselves or about the other people on stage? About ourselves.
Yes.
Ourselves?
5 words.
Go.
I am really quite hungover.
Handsome, elegant, intriguing, passionate, and aggressive.
I agree with the aggressive part.
Curious.
Oh?
Hungry. I just throw that in there because I love food, so. What else? Passionate.
Oh,
enthusiastic.
Oh?
Gullible.
and quite gullible. It's true. I really am. I'm so gettable, you guys.
We got Elijah. Billy and I got Elijah this morning. It was one of the epic gets. We can't do it because it's a bit
20
rude.
years on and they're still getting me. Like, it's... You'd think that I would have grown up by now and just realized... Yeah.
So trusting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm extremely trusting, actually.
Which they exploit.
Yes, yeah. they do exploit.
Sean, 5 words?
Talky.
Thank you, Audrey.
Excitable.
Yes.
Passionate. That's 3.
Oh, that's lovely.
Kind from the floor will
Kind.
accept. And I'm a worker.
Yeah. Love it.
Excellent.
Thank you, Audrey. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Audrey. I love that
Another
name.
young lady over here in a butterfly shirt. Wow.
Okay.
The name's Z, and what are 5 things that make you smile, and what scares you the most?
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of 5s, isn't there?
There's 5s, yeah. The number
5 things about you and 5 things that make you smile.
Yeah. 5 things that make me smile. League of Legends.
1.
Buffalo cauliflower wings.
Oh.
Survivor.
Oh.
Dinner with the 3 boys. giving myself a really tight hug after a hot shower.
That's good.
I won't go any further into those details.
Yeah.
And then one thing that scares me, the number 5. Absolutely terrifying.
Right, 5 things that make me smile. Cheese on toast. A puffer jacket on a cold day. A hat with a pom-pom. A penguin. And Bobby Johnson.
Something that scares you.
You.
Yeah, go ahead. 5 things that make me smile. My family. Christine, my wife, and our daughters, Allie, Elizabeth, and Bella. So I'll group them as one.
Right.
Good grades. When I get a good grade in my grad school.
What age are you?
I'm 51.
And you're still worried about good grades?
I really am. Yeah. And it really makes me happy when I get a good grade. And if we do a group assignment and I didn't contribute enough and the group gets a good grade, not satisfying. I have to know that I contributed something to get a good grade. Okay. Food.
Oh.
My charity, Run Third, which is an after-school running program for elementary school kids. And right now we're in 15 schools in Mesa, Arizona. It makes me happy to think of those kids.
I think that's 5.
That was 4. That was 4. One thing that scares you got one more. And then one
Okay, so 5. Jeez. Thanks a lot, Z. Jeez. And another thing that makes me smile is when I'm helpful with my union. That's fun, doing union work. So that, and what I'm afraid of is not something I'm going to tell you because it can be used against me. That's what I've learned.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Litigious people.
5 things that make me smile. Music, records.
Music records? You mean like who was the fastest person to number 1, or? You mean, or is it music, records?
Comma records,
Okay.
yeah. My family, my kids, my wife.
Not married.
Hey.
Common law.
What else? Was that 2? Did I say 2 already? All right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Sushi.
Sushi.
yeah.
Sushi. Rain. A rainy day makes me smile. I love it. It is perfect. And these guys. These guys make me smile.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And then
Something that scares you.
what scares me?
Yeah.
There's not a lot that does scare me.
The cold, cold hand of death.
I used to be really afraid of the notion of infinity. That used to trip
Oh,
me out.
Elijah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, a little bit.
That ended.
Yeah.
Thanks for your question, Z.
There you go. Let's get another one. Excellent.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I want to know what it was like wearing the costumes in Lord of the Rings, and if you guys had any like mishaps or failures with them.
Well, I was allergic to the elven cloak, and I received quite a lot of severe chafing on the left side of my neck and on the right side of my neck.
Yeah.
It pulled.
I remember you mentioning it once or twice.
Yeah. Also, in the first films, I don't know if you guys know, but I wore a fat suit in the first films because they wanted Mary to go from kind of, eating well and living well to getting thinner. And when I took off that fat suit at the end of the day, the stench that came off it. And I would often take it off in the car so that these guys could smell it. And they'd almost be trying to climb out the windows. It was so bad. I don't even know how you would describe it. It wasn't sweat, was it? It was
No,
like...
it didn't smell human.
It's like rotting fish or vegetation or something.
Mildew.
Awful. So there we go. That's my costume stuff.
I was all right with the costume. It was all right. Yeah, it was quite comfortable and it was nice. Kept me warm in the cold. Kept me cool in the warm.
Did you keep the scarf? You should have kept the Pippin scarf.
I did keep it.
I like the Pippin scarf. It's look.
Over to you, Sean. I think you'd have had time.
Can you raise your hand if you're in line to talk?
Oh, a lot of people.
Okay, so it ends there. Because I was
Right.
going to say maybe we shouldn't all answer each question, but we can handle that.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay,
shout.
so I hate that moment at the end of a panel when it's like, oh, sorry, all of you people who waited for 2 hours can't talk now. The backpack was great.
He
I loved the
it.
backpack.
Sarcasm, guys.
For
Sarcasm.
example,
Loved it.
when
Come on in.
Simon, the prop man who had come to, it wasn't an ergonomic, newly kind of fitted backpack. It was just a bag with straps. It was
Pots and pans.
and the pots and pans. I didn't mind those so much, but the chafing. I think chafing is a running theme relative to the costumes. The stepping on of the cloaks, the feet, toes getting torn off. It was the most thrilling and wonderful and beautiful opportunity to inhabit the greatest costumes ever designed, except for the fact that they were horrible in every way and we almost died.
I don't know that I feel quite as strongly. But the nature of the Hobbits, certainly for Frodo and Sam, is that, well, they're shorts, right? So they're like knee-length pants. There's not much that you could put under that in cold weather, and the clothes started to become more threadbare over the course of the journey. So those clothes, by the time we get to Mordor, they're scant and dirty. And the thing with Frodo is that, well, and Sam, sweat. So did you guys have this where they would pre-place sweat with like oil?
Yeah.
So we would have these sweaty clothes, right? So these marks of sweat, but it was kind of an oiliness. So we'd put them on and they were kind of heavy and a little cold.
Yeah.
That was unpleasant. And Frodo, thanks. And Frodo, he's got the ring around his neck. Well, the chains start. Well, I know they know. I'm just reiterating.
They've seen the film.
You've seen the films, but it starts to dig into Frodo's neck. So they would put this. They would put sort of latex and blood as if it's cutting into my neck. Well, that then went on the clothes as well. So that was a bit sticky.
Yeah.
So
I don't like sticky neck stuff.
I don't like sticky necks.
Sticky hands.
Wet sticky necks.
No, not good. Good name for a band, though. Wet Sticky Necks.
Hey.
Yeah.
What made it all better were the swords, because they were fun.
They were fun. You said, Elijah, you said that the clothes, as you got closer and closer to the third film, got more and more threadbare. Could I inquire about the gusset? Did the gusset ever perish?
What's?
The gusset,
No.
it's kind of the area in between the legs.
Nah.
Stayed all right.
Stayed intact,
Okay. All right. Lovely question.
Hi, my name is Briana, and I just love The Lord of the Rings. And I was just wondering, when for you was the moment that you realized the movie franchise was going to be as big as what it became?
Thursday.
Great answer.
I think it was at Cannes. We took some footage to Cannes, like 20 minutes, and it went down really well. And there was a big party where they brought like props from the movie, and the bar was actually a big. Oh, Cannes, a film festival in France. He says that I should tell you that. So, but my sister calls it Cannes.
Hands, yeah.
With an S at the end. I don't know why. But so we went to Cannes, and I think then we realised, oh, wait a minute, feels like it might be something, you know.
The first hint I had was when the scripts for the 3 films came to my house, and when the person made me sign some sort of extensive legal document to accept possession of them, like I was taking, bars of gold from Fort Knox, and they put it on it made a thud, and I opened it up and it had a fake title. It had a pretend title, so if you were at a coffee shop, no one could see. And I opened up, I think it was the first time I'd seen the watermark, where on every page my name was across the page. It made it very distracting to kind of read the story, because I kept seeing myself on everything. And there was a thing you had to unwind with it, and they were like, it's a secret because it must be important. Interesting.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I just love what you did with the movies and how you breathe life into the characters, and you seem to really embody them just seeing you up on stage. And my question is, some of you grew up in the business, just wondering how you stayed grounded growing up in the business, and you just seem...
It's a It's a good question.
Yeah, thank you. Well, for me, I attribute any kind of sense of groundedness and sense of self with my mother and the way that I was raised, and sort of never really instilling a pretty strong sense of humility in me from a very young age, and never really allowing me to define myself by what I did, but rather but define myself as myself, and that the work that I was doing was the work that I was doing. And that was kind of foundational to the point where when there was some degree of recognizability, I kind of had some tools to process it and deal with it. And, it's an ongoing thing, but that really set me on the right road.
I think there's a great kind of tool to stay grounded is don't have a bed in your... it's true. Don't have a bed in your bedroom. Instead, just sleep on a massive pile of money. It just switches your mentality. Hundreds, not 20s or 50s, only hundreds. Right? Try it.
I genuinely didn't know where that was going. I thought, is it a pile of dirt? Like, where is this going?
I remember after Goonies was very successful, and thank you. And at 13 years old, hello. So remember, I don't know do you remember, kids, what a post office is? It's like a library. Do you know what a library is? So, kidding. So they would bring these massive bags that look like a sailor on leave, these big kind of duffel bags, and those big bins, and it was all fan mail. Right. So not unlike sleeping on a pile of money, they would just pour them all out. And I remember sitting down at a certain point and thinking, okay, I'm going to do the fan mail. Open it up and take it there. Oh, it's so nicely written, Did someone put perfume on it, And you pull it out, and it's, "Dear Sean, my name is Sally. I'm from Pittsburgh. I've seen the movie. I think you're one." And just on with this lovely message and everything else. And I think, oh, that's so nice. So I get a pen and paper. "Dear Sally, it's a pleasure to have received your email." And I don't know how to do it short, so I get this long thing. And then I look at the 1,000 pieces of email. I'm like, there's no way I can do all that. So my mom and dad were pretty famous. Patty Duke did the Patty Duke Show and won an Oscar for Helen Keller. And my father, John Astin, who is Gomez in the original Addams Family. So they had been really famous long enough that wasn't that interesting to them anymore. And we had my dad had 3 brothers from the first marriage, and then me, that my dad adopted me, and then they had my little brother. And it was just a complete circus at our house. And there's just no way that, and when I auditioned for Goonies, my dad, when he helped me with the audition, he kept saying, "Stop acting. Stop doing what you think you're supposed to do. Just be normal. Just be real." And that idea that they're always reinforcing be real they're saying be authentic. And if you're authentic, you can't help but have humility be a part of your personality, because otherwise you're just like a monster, if you meet a lot of people. So my dad told me meeting people was every human interaction is sacred, so yeah, like that.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dami. I haven't really I've watched the new show. I just want to see if you think it's like the end of your era, or do you think it's just gonna expand out and make it seem like it's like a Marvel or like a franchise, like how big that is, or do you think it's the death of the franchise?
Yeah, I think we're done. Is that it? All right, come on, let's go.
I call that a leading question, Your Honor. Objection. I think that it will continue to expand over time. I think they will make cartoons. I think they'll remake the actual storyline that was in the Peter Jackson trilogy that we were all in. Whenever there's a piece of art or creativity like the books from Lord of the Rings, they are intended to inspire. It's intended to be reinterpreted, and so that will continue to happen, I think. And we all want to do a movie of the Scouring of the Shire, which I think is still a viable idea. Yeah. And then as for this particular iteration, The Rings of Power, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I thought they were fantastic. So, I know they have slated to do seasons of it. So that's 5 seasons, yeah. So good question, fair question. Kind of a setup. I don't know who you're working for, but that's okay.
Good. Next question.
Hi, my name is Kennedy. My question is for Dom. I just wanted to know, when will you wear wigs?
I was wondering the same thing.
We actually did recently, all 4 of us, wear wigs at a convention because we've been doing this kind of Beatles tribute as we've done conventions. There's a recent Sgt. Pepper's one that Elijah and I both put up on Instagram and Twitter, I believe. But to try and capture the Rubber Soul album, all 4 of us wore wigs, and we looked fantastic. Yeah. I actually sometimes wear that wig around my house because it's quite a warming, comforting vibe.
It brings out your eyes as well.
Thank you.
It's lovely. And
don't look directly at them.
I never do. I always look just above. Now tell me, Dom, what was the name of that character who asked about the wigs? I looked in your eyes there.
Yeah, don't look in my eyes. It's like an eclipse. You won't be able to look away.
I can't.
You'll be blinded by the beauty.
Thank you, Kennedy. You're beautiful. We appreciate the question.
Hans Jensen was the name.
Hans Jensen, that's right.
Jensen. Thank you.
Very
Kennedy.
funny.
Hi.
Hi.
You're back.
I'm back. Hi, my friends.
Hi.
My name's Monica. I was wondering, you guys are friends. What made it happen where you guys decided we're going to do this tour? Hobbits on tour. We're doing it for 2022.
I have an answer. All right, so there's a guy named Aman who runs one of those big conglomerates, like publicly traded companies that puts on conventions, and they've been gobbling up all the shows around, and so they're now like the big game in town. Like this is a mom and pop one, like old school, which is beautiful. So he would come to me and say, I have to get the 4 Hobbits. He was absolutely maniacal about it. And I would do a lot of his shows. And I'm like, I know, but years ago, yeah. And we would try, we would talk, we were all happy to do it, but getting 4 people's schedules together is impossible. I honestly think that COVID, the kind of the getting back into things, and we have gaps in our time. We just sort of finally all committed to it and did it, and it's been one of the great. It's almost as good as making the movies, as far as I'm concerned. Being with these guys in the restaurants we've been going to and stuff. Oh, and we put out a shirt.
Oh yeah.
Do you know about the shirt? You guys got to buy the shirt.
There is a tour T-shirt. Hang on, I can find the web address. Excuse me.
We were keen. I'm sure you guys know about those kind of T-shirts in the 60s where a band kind of goes on a little tour and they're in like a van and they're all got the instruments hanging out the window type thing. And we thought maybe we could do a little tribute to that since we've been on tour. And the website, Elijah, is
hobbitsontour.merchtable.com.
Mm-hmm.
We call this part of our journey this year is the Here and There Again tour.
Yeah.
Oh, they got it. They got it.
Proceeds of that T-shirt will go to One Tree Planted, where each dollar plants a tree in a part of the world that needs a tree. So there you go. You're doing a good thing as well.
Okay.
Oh, lovely hobbity costume over here.
Howdy. My name is Leo, and I was wondering, did Peter Jackson make you read any of the Lord of the Rings books, like Silmarillion or anything like that, or any just even make you read The Hobbit? And how deep were you into Lord of the Rings before you auditioned?
Great question. Yeah. Well-phrased question. We've been asked similar types of questions for 20 years, but I don't think it's ever been phrased just like that. You mean forced us, locked us in a dungeon and said we can't come out until we... You will read this guy. You will read the choices of Master Samwise.
Sliding a tray of lembas bread under the door.
I don't think he cared at what we knew or didn't know. He just wanted, when we turned up, to be right in the moment, and prepared. Yeah.
But the books were always around. They were constantly, referenced, and there was a copy of the books on set. It was ubiquitous. So we were living in it, kind of.
But in an interesting way, you'd also not want to be a slave to it. You know, Peter would be like, "Oh, great, that's in the books," but then like, what are we doing? Which is pretty great. I read them 3 times while we were making the movies, back cover to cover, and now anytime I open the book and I just point to a page, point to a paragraph, look at a sentence, I can't remember it. I'm like, did that really happen? I don't remember that. Was that in the movie? Did we do?
Stephen Colbert, the wonderful late-night talk show host, told Billy and I that he reads a section of Lord of the Rings every day. Every day. He pulls it off. Every day he pulls it off his bookcase and reads whether that's a sentence or a paragraph and puts it back on the shelf. He's a big fan.
And he came up with Lord of the Rings is the #1 trilogy. Lord of the Rings is the #1 trilogy. Lord of the Rings is the #1 trilogy.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I have a question for Billy. I met you back in 2013 when you were still playing Banquo at the Globe.
Oh, yeah.
What a fantastic banquet.
Yes. And I wanted to know if you have any more plans to do any more live theater.
Well, do you know what? There's plans afoot. Dom and I... Hello. Dominic sat here on my right. Hi. We're planning on doing a play together. And I tell you what, it's going to be amazing, Dom. So, would you come and see it if it was on stage? I would love that. So, well, I don't know what we're allowed to say, so I better
would
not
say,
say anything.
do that thing that people say when they say, like, watch this space or something.
Yeah, right, hold on. So just watch this space. I'm not allowed to say what it is.
But soon we will.
But soon we will.
Is it funny?
It's very funny.
Funny. Sean, let me tell you. Oh, my God.
You'll piss yourselves.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I want to make this quick because I have to get back to writing a final paper. But if you could steal any prop or clothing piece from any production, any movie you ever did, and get away with it, what would you choose?
I'd have taken the boat from Master and Commander. And I'd sail it all over the world, and I'd be the captain.
That's a good one.
And Dom would be my cabin boy.
Oh, yeah. Washing up the old poop deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Having a salty sea dog. That's a good question.
I've answered it.
Yeah.
I thought when you made it specific to our movies, because I was thinking like, you know, the ruby red slippers from Wizard of Oz or something like that.
Oh, you'd be nice.
Or the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I was going to say the DeLorean.
Yeah.
I was in Back to the Future too, so that counts.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Oh, yeah.
What did you have on your head? Was it a colander?
It was a colander.
Yeah, amazing.
Because that's what we wear in the future.
Yeah, sure.
Or like James Bond's Walter PPK, or yeah, James Dean Switchblade
Rosebud.
from Rebel
What about
Without-
the Rosebud? The Rosebud sled.
Oh, don't ruin it. Spoiler alert.
Oh, come on. What's it been, 60
Time
years or
machine
something?
from H.G. Wells' Time Machine. I would.
Oh,
have
that would be
thing,
good.
yeah.
Thank you
like
for your question. What paper are you,
Solo's
what
Blaster.
are you studying?
I'm a PhD student in literature and criticism, so I'm
Oh.
doing a paper that talks about Titus Andronicus, Christina Rossetti's Eve, and Elizabeth Carey's The Tragedy of Miriam.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
You've lost me.
Good luck finishing that up. Well done. Well done. PhD, that's too far ahead for me.
What's
Hello.
it stand for?
Hi. Pretty huge.
So my name's Joshua.
Hi.
Wonderful to meet you all. I'm going to get a picture with you guys later. You guys are Lord of the Rings, such an inspiration. You guys are all just amazing. We all can't say it enough. Everybody here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my question for you guys actually doesn't have to do with Lord of the Rings, though. My question for you. So, Dom and Elijah, you have both been in Star Wars projects before with Resistance and Rise of Skywalker. My question is, Sean and Billy, are you guys going to do a Star Wars thing? Do you want to pine to do some kind of a Star Wars appearance in anything in the future?
Yeah, I would. I'd like to be the next Jedi, whatever that is. What would that be, Dom?
Well, I think they're missing a trick here in the Star Wars lore, because one of the most charismatic characters in the whole of the Star Wars universe for me is Yoda, and we don't know anything about the origin story of Yoda. and he would be a brilliant young Yoda.
Right?
Right? Can't you just see him in the Dagobah system?
Aren't there a lot of baby? Aren't there a lot of baby Yodas?
I don't think it's Yoda, is it really? Grogu.
Okay, Grogu. Okay. If you asked me, would I rather be? If you said Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, I'd hesitate for a minute. I grew up on Star Wars and I love it. So, yeah, I've often wondered what if I want to be in it. I wish they would ask me to be in it, but I don't know what I'd be right for. Who? Somebody have an idea? An idea from the crowd often works very well. I don't know, but using a lightsaber would be pretty great. If you could, like I'm not good at it. I'm not a Jedi, but I pick it up and have to wield it. Oh, I'm going to think about this tonight.
So, somebody said an Ewok.
Or an Ewok.
My friends, you bow to no one.
Well, thank you.
Sorry, I had to. I have a question for Sean and Elijah.
Yes.
I just wondered, in the second movie, how difficult was it getting used to acting with Andy Serkis? And was it even weirder when you saw the final film and he wasn't the one on screen?
I mean, it was pretty incredible what Andy did. He embodied that character in person in a way that was so transportive and immersive and believable, both physically and with his voice. Oh, sorry, could you not hear? Both physically and with his voice, that we would do these things called reference passes for the animating team. And we would do multiple passes with him, and then he would step away, just do the voice off screen, and we would have to act and interact with thin air. And his performance was so incredible that it made our jobs easy to imagine. And the sort of, obviously the incredible feat of seeing the completed Gollum in the second film for the first time was an extraordinary thing to behold because it was real. But to be honest, he sold us on that character on set. Like it was so real and
I never liked that stinker. I don't care if he's wearing tights and being nice off camera or if he's Andy Serkis, when he got to New Zealand, we'd already been working for 7 or 8 months. If there's in Spinal Tap, they say take it to 11, like on a 10 scale, make it 11, like more than he's like a 4,920. He's got the wattage of that guy, and his intensity of his personality was like, holy crap. We gotta step it up a little bit because we could try and keep up with this guy. And you said the phrase reference pass. Do you remember how that phrase became very upsetting because it was new technology. It was new that we were doing, at least to that extent. I mean, they did Roger Rabbit but he's like, I'm giving a full performance here, and they're calling it a reference pass. Like, we don't have to care about this moment where we're doing it with him. We'll care about it once he steps off. So they changed it. I think they called it the Gollum pass or something like that. But he uses the phrase encoded. He says that the performances were encoded in our minds when we do those rehearsals, and he would step off. We'd be playing that back. So it was kind of an interesting way to phrase it and think about it. But yeah, and then seeing it, we saw the same thing you guys all saw, which is just this incredible artwork with that character, and watching Peter and Fran realize what he was capable of, what the technology and the art was capable of, and they wrote towards it. They were like, oh, let's put him against a tree, and he's having a scene against himself, and so yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm sure you guys have seen it, or maybe you haven't, but in the making of, there's a sequence where you see Andy kind of, fighting to grab his breakfast of fish in an icy cold stream, and you see Andy in the Gollum suit, sliding over rocks and in very shallow water, trying to catch a fish that isn't there, and obviously making a real mess of his knees and his ribs and his chest, and he goes 100% for it. And if you just watch that, you'll realize what Sean said is that he was just on it the entire time.
Yeah, incredible.
Yep.
Got time for 2 more questions.
Oh no!
Just 2 more.
Well,
Hi,
Hi, my name is Lauren. I was wondering if you guys had any Lord of the Rings tattoo ideas for me.
Oh.
I mean, the
Well, it's
tree
not-
of the tree of Gondor is lovely.
Yeah.
He said the tree of Gondor
Sorry, did I
is
not
lovely.
speak loud enough? I apologize.
She already
the tree
has
of
that
Gondor.
one.
I would suggest my face.
We've seen a few Merry and Pippin tattoos, haven't we?
Yeah, nice, aren't they?
Yeah. Seen
Yeah.
a few Merry and Pippin tattoos. Seen a few Billy and Dom tattoos, which is really quite bizarre when you
What?
see that. Yeah, there's been a few Billy and Dom tattoos.
That's cool.
And I've seen a Mary one, which is Mary holding a broken carrot, and it says, "I think I've broken something."
Amazing.
Seen that.
Do you like things that are hopeful and optimistic, or do you like the dark side of things?
Because my face can be both.
Well, where do you want your face? Where did you want your face?
Okay.
Hello, take it
What
outside.
question you ask a young
We
man?
get to the last question now.
Thank you.
Last question. No pressure. No pressure, sir.
No, he's
All right. Hello, Billy, Dominic, Sean, Elijah. Wonderful to have all four of you with us.
Thank you so much.
absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. So before I get to my two-part question, I want to say quickly, great job you all did in The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies. And Elijah Wood, stellar voice work that you did for Spyro the Dragon, Mumble and Happy Feet, and 9.
Thank you.
And your last
Lovely
lines. in that-
resume.
your last lines in 9 were phenomenal.
Oh, cheers. Thank you.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
All right. So my two-part question for all of you is, one, what were your favorite scenes and moments from the Lord of the Rings, and particularly working with Christopher Lee and Ian Holm as Bilbo Baggins? And for Elijah Wood, how would you describe your voice work experience on the three movies I just mentioned, along with Over the Garden Wall?
Woo! That's a lot.
There you
Wow.
go.
Do your bit first.
I'll do my bit first. All of those animated projects that you mentioned were a joy to work on. I will single out two. Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2 were really incredible experiences. I got to work with Robin Williams on both of them, and that was an absolute treat that I will cherish forever. Really amazing. And Over the Garden Wall. And George Miller too. The great George Miller directed those films. And Over the Garden Wall, I adore it. I love it so much. So getting to play a voice in that was just a total treat. I got to work with Melanie Linsky, who I love, and the animation style is so beautiful, and it is something that people watch every year, which is such a lovely thing to have been a part of. So it was awesome.
And then Ian Holm, Christopher Lee things. I was lucky enough one day, Andy was not in New Zealand, Mr. Andy Serkis, and they had to shoot an angle of the young Ian Holm finding the ring in the cave for the first time, and Andy was not there. And Pete Jackson called me and said, would you be willing to come in and just stand in for Andy? Because, you know, I could kind of mess around with a Gollum-y voice and had a Gollum-y body. So I went in and worked for a day with Ian Holm, just me. And I mean, all of us working with Ian Holm, it was just an amazing experience. But it was a day with Ian and watching a true master work. Never did the same take twice. Was just incredibly sensitive and smart as an actor, made amazing choices. And I, as a young man, as a 24-year-old, I just stood there and tried to learn as much as I could from Ian. So I think that was my favourite kind of memory of the beautiful Ian Holm.
The Hobbits didn't work with Christopher Lee, but we made friends, and we were in. Well, I don't think I'm allowed to say we traveled together, and there was one particular place we traveled where there was a club that he was a part of, and he invited me to come to the club, and it was very clear that this was a rare thing, and I just remember, he has a very powerful story during the Second World War. What his mission was, he was in the military, and he had a very intense, cool, in retrospect, mission. So just getting to be with him and feeling like he was putting his arm around me was. Yeah, I remember we flew together once across the world, and we smoked cigars together.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty special.
This all sounds made up. You just flew.
Yeah, Christopher Lee can fly now.
Was there a plane involved, Sean?
I was in seat 4D, and he was in 4E.
Yeah, he was a very, very special man. He joined us on the makeup trailer, which we'd been there for 6 months or more, and he just joined, and he was like one of the team straight away. He would take his. We'd have days each of what music we played. And he came in and he said, well, I want to be involved in that. And he'd bring in his music, which was pretty heavy metal stuff.
Yeah.
So he was amazing to get to work with him.
Yeah, we like Billy said, we would play our music very loud in the morning to wake us up. And Ian McKellen sometimes would have issues with it. He'd kind of close the door and be like, I just want some quiet in the morning. We didn't. We wanted it loud. But Christopher Lee was like, I enjoy this Eminem you're playing. Wonderful.
You know, there were moments through the process that were frustrating for everybody. You know, you'd find something technically or just the hours or whatever. And there was a moment where he had finished working in Orthanc, and we were in the parking lot of the studio, this paint factory, abandoned paint factory we were filming in. And, you know, this man had forgotten more about acting than I will ever know. You know, he was a very, very experienced man and actor, performer, and legend, you know, but he was looking at me and he was like, I don't understand how this and blah, blah, blah. And we've been doing it for many months. And I was like, well, you know, I really approach it like this. And I think about this. And I just remember him looking at me and being like, this kid has, you know, the stones to look at me and tell me what he thinks about something. So I think he after I walked away, I was like, was I just telling Christopher Lee what I, but that was, we were colleagues, you know. Pretty special.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pittsburgh.
Give it
up.
Thanks, everybody. Lord of the Rings panel, you can do better than that. Come on, give it up.
Hey, fans. Just reminding you that this Lord of the Rings panel recording is sponsored by 80stees.com. Head on over to their site and use coupon code FSLOTR to get 30% off your order. Make Stephen Colbert look like a poser when you wear these awesome shirts. Get over to 80stees.com.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.